Attack!
Welcome back to First Attack, the show that brings you my first impressions on new fighting games. Let's get on with the second game in the series, Dragon Ball FighterZ. So before we go any further, yes, the presentation is phenomenal. Characters are beautifully animated, music is fantastic and energetic, and everything you do looks really dope. I'm not the first or the last person that's going to gush about this game's looks, so I'll just say that visually this is one of the best in the genre. The game plays pretty well too. It's fairly simple, but it does have more depth than you think. The action feels good to partake in, but I do have to bring up a couple of points. This isn't Marvel. If you come from the storied Capcom franchise, be prepared to toss a lot of that knowledge out. Some basic stuff remains the same, but if you go trying to play this like MVC, you'll find that this game is a bit awkward. If you've played Anime Fighters or more specifically Guilty Gear, you'll be right at home. This game is incredibly fun once you get into it. Not a big fan of the auto combos though. I've always said that they're more detrimental to the gameplay as a whole because they don't really teach you how to play the game and allow you to have fun for a bit, but you don't really know what you're doing at the end of the day, which I don't think helps out any casual player. But let's talk content. Arcade mode, story mode, practice, online play, and a lobby system that, when it works, is great, but I'll get into that later. When it comes to features in a fighting game, it hits all the necessary points. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Arcade mode has a nice ranking system that makes it slightly more engaging than your standard fare, but it's still an arcade ladder at the end of the day. I haven't had a lot of chance to play the game's story mode, but it's absolutely a step up from the visual novel setup from Arc System Works' previous titles. It has some neat light RPG mechanics that add a little more to it. It's cool, but I would have to play more of it to have a solid opinion. Training mode has solid options that help you get better at the game. There's also 10 trials for each character, but they're all fairly basic. The game's tutorial is serviceable, but there are some issues with it. There are some mechanics that aren't explained to you at all. I feel like an advanced guide could have really gone a long way. Might make something covering all that stuff soon, wink wink. Online works? Sometimes. This is probably the worst part of the game at the moment. Ranked and casual matches work most of the time and connections range from pretty good to sudden 19 frame spikes and input delay. I don't have much of an issue with all of it because the lag is just here and there and it doesn't really add a detriment to the experience. The lobby system on the other hand is incredibly problematic. Playing with friends has been borderline impossible because of the archaic ring match and arena match systems. I know Bandai Namco has addressed that they are aware of the issues and trying to fix it, but it is still an issue nonetheless that might have been solved by just a simple private match option. That would have been greatly appreciated, and it's kind of frustrating when the implemented systems don't work. Another issue is the fact that you need to be online to play Dragon Ball FighterZ. I realized this problem when the server issues were at their peak and the network wouldn't finalize. What this means is, if there's an issue with the servers or your connection, you can't play. You can join an offline lobby, but you need to connect first. So if you can't do that, you're shit out of luck. Dragon Ball FighterZ lands the first attack, but it doesn't fully convert. There are glaring server problems that really reduce the excitement and hype to play it, but when it does work, it's an amazing time. I just want to play with my friends, damn it. But that's what I think about the game. Did it leave you with a good first impression? Let me know. I'm currently working on a tier list, which is my top 10 list show for those new to the channel, and a couple of other things, including a video on hidden advanced mechanics for Dragon Ball FighterZ that I alluded to earlier. So if you'd like to catch that when it releases, consider subscribing. But until next time, stay godlike.